Have you ever gotten up on the wrong side of the bed? Yeah, me too. And so have my kids. And because that's not just an us thing, let's talk about it today on the Live Out Loud podcast, practical applications for something that is known as reframing your day. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Let's go. Have you ever wondered where sayings come from? There's actually a website that talks about old sayings and where they come from, and it is actually quite interesting to know the origin of certain things and why we say them today. And they're quite comical once you know why we say the things that we do. But because a lot of these sayings have been around for so long and so many years, I feel like as a society, we just accept sayings that are popular, and a lot of the times we don't even give thought to the things that we're saying because it is a popular thing to say, or it is an accepted thing to say. And it is no different with this one of waking up on the wrong side of the bed. I know I have used it, I've thrown it out, my kids have used it, and many people I know, we will just throw it out there and expect people to accept that my behavior stems from waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Now, I'm not here to say that every day has to be 100% the best and show up every single day with peak performance. I'm not saying that at all. There are so many days that are so hard to show up, and so many days that it does feel like we woke up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever that means. But I think that because it is an accepted phrase, we expect people to accept our behavior as okay, and we even expect that of ourselves as well. And there's a couple things that I can see going wrong with this mentality of accepting this is, one, our days can feel like they're wasted because nothing can go right from the beginning. And number two, which is a very important one, we do not take ownership over our actions. A very dangerous path to start down on and a very dangerous place to be. But because we are here to encourage each other, we are going to talk about the idea of reframing your day and escaping the waking up on the wrong side of the bed mentality. So, what does reframing your day actually mean and look like? If we take a whole day, we have 24 hours. We take many of those hours away for hopefully a good night's sleep. We will base our calculations on a 13-hour awake time frame. So this would mean we have 13 hours awake, which would be 780 minutes and 46,800 seconds. I feel like seconds is too small to work with, and hours is kind of a little big to also wrap our brains around, so we're going to work with minutes. If we say that we have 780 waking minutes, disregarding if you go to bed early or late, or all of this, if you wake up early or late, say we have 780 minutes of wake time with our families, with our kids, with our thoughts, with ourselves, with others, with friends, so on. What often happens is that when we wake up on the wrong side of the bed and we take on this idea, the rest of the 700 and something minutes left after our feet have hit the ground and we've made a mistake and we have said, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, are then wasted. For the most part. Not always, but for the most part, they can feel very wasted. So I'm going to share with you something we have been doing for 2 years now, something I found online from another amazing mom, and I cannot remember who it was that shared this, and I saw it, came across it, and we have adopted it into our family life, and it has proven to be amazing when we have off days. The idea of reframing your day is this. You take your 780 minutes or your 13 hours and you cut them into 4 big blocks. And I feel like the 4 is a very important detail. When I first started, I was thinking, okay, maybe it could be 3, but trust me on this, 4 is the sweet spot and where it needs to be. So an example of your day broken up into 4 blocks could be your first quarter, which could be 6 to 10 a.m., and your second quarter, 10 to 2 p.m., your third quarter, 2 to 6, and then your fourth one, 6 to 10. Obviously, way more than 13 hours because as a mom, we are up for way longer than that with our crying babies or children and all of the things that need to be done. The hours don't really matter. It matters how it works for your life, for your family. So if you get up at 5, that's when you start. If you get up at 7, that is when you start. So you do 4 big blocks of time: morning, midday, afternoon, and evening. The idea is that instead of having 780 minutes or 800 and something minutes to work with in your day, you have now cut it up into sections that make it easier for assessing and for starting over. The idea is that instead of having, what would 16 hours be, 960 minutes to work with, we have now sectioned it off into 4 quarters that are way more manageable for us to get through. And this is how it has played out in our family over the past 2 years since we have started using this method. At the beginning, I had to explain what the idea was, and I set up how it was going to operate and work, and how everyone could use it in their own personal life. But once it was adopted, it has flourished and it has helped everyone in our family, because before the mentality was that if we woke up and we were having a rough day, or we didn't quite wake up with a full potential energy to use, the rest of the day was ruined. Our brains trick us into thinking that the rest of our day is now ruined, or that we cannot regain control and make better decisions for some reason. Our brains are just so wonderful like that. But once we got the concept of breaking up our day, we could then see that our first block in the morning, if it started off rough, it gave us a chance to reset multiple times a day instead of waiting till the evening to reset and starting again in the morning, which is a wonderful gift to give to yourself and to your family, to your kids. A mini resets during your day is amazing. And while I think we always have the ability to reset, for some reason, this method really helps you operate in a healthy mentality that it is okay to reset things. I've had my 8 and 11-year-old come to me unprompted to say, "Mom, I need to reset again because this and this is happening," or "I feel like I cannot catch a break," or "I'm not doing well and I need a reset." Or they will admit that the first block of their day didn't go quite as they had hoped or planned, and they didn't show quite the fruits of the Spirit that they wanted to. And then with much joy, they will express how excited they are that they still have the other 3 blocks to do and try better and live fully. And so while it is not a fix-all problems idea or mentality, it is a helpful tool to give yourself and your children to realize that it is okay on the days that we get up and we don't feel 100%. But God allows us to rest in Him and say, "You know what? I need your help again and again." And He allows for the space to say, "I am not enough. I need you." He allows for the space to say, "I messed up, but I want to try harder and better in the next portion of my day." Instead of it being an entirely wasted day, there is grace in those moments to start over. And honestly, the beauty of your day being cut up into 4 sections and 4 segments, it actually helps you be more productive in those segments, because I don't know how to explain it. Your brain just plays tricks on you, and you know that the first 4 hours, first 5 hours are coming to an end, and for some reason they become way more productive than knowing you have 15 hours of wake time. Another beautiful perk that this idea of reframing your day also gives you is giving you opportunities to assess where you're at in your day. If you have to have a reset, if you need to apologize, my kids will use this reset as a time to apologize or say, "I am sorry, I was not respectful or loving in the first part of my day, but," and then they will insert whatever they need to say. Because I think it is so easy to go about our day, our 16 hours of wake time or 12 hours, and just fly through them and not be mindful of where we are at until the evening. And then whenever we look back, perhaps there were so many little things that, had we taken the time to stop and assess, we could have changed in the moment. instead of waiting till the evening to look back and then start again the next day. So Reframing Your Day is a beautiful tool that has worked for us, and I really do hope that it blesses your family if you do choose to use it, to implement it in your family. And honestly, if you have any questions about it, you can reach out, ask me on Instagram at ellieandtheboys.co, or you can also look it up online and look up what Reframing Your Day is and looks like for other people. And it is a method that has worked for many, and one that I am excited to share with you today. All right, dear listener, this is where we part ways for today, but tune in to next conversation, on which we will have a very special guest joining us. I may just leave you hanging for who the special guest is, but it is someone who I love very dearly. And we will be talking about some very hard things in this season of life, specifically for them. They get to share that with us. And also what it's like finding friends in today's world. Very good questions. I'm very excited to sit down and chat with them here on the Live Out Loud podcast.